Okay, so the book that I have most recently read was a book called Stalking Jack the Ripper. It was a pretty popular book a few years ago, I would say, and that's when I bought it. I bought it a few years ago, and I have so many books, and I've only just gotten around to reading it now, and it made me realize a few things about myself and what I enjoy reading. So through it's a YA book, right? Now it's come to my attention that I no longer enjoy YA books, which, you know, makes complete and utter total sense considering I'm 23, and so I'm no longer the target audience for this book. And yeah, that's become quite apparent to me while reading it. Like, it wasn't in any way a bad book, right? It was... How rude. It's just not a book that I enjoy anymore. Here she is. Like, I feel like when I was 15... Is that the camera going blurry or my eye? My eye, I think. Anyway, when I was 15, I probably would have loved this book, which is the recommended audience. I mean, here's the thing, right? It's just the fact that it was so... circular, maybe? No, that's not the word. It was very central to the main character. The characters in the book, so the premise is this girl, she's studying... What is she? Well, she's not studying, so it's set in when Jack the Ripper was around. She's like helping her uncle, and he is a mortician, or like, you could almost call it, yeah, mortician. Let's go with that. I literally read this book yesterday, finished it yesterday, and I don't remember anything about it. No, I do, that's a lie. And her dad isn't a big fan of that because, you know, she's a lady, blah 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 blah. And it's about her and another boy, Thomas, trying to figure out, and her uncle, obviously, trying to figure out who Jack the Ripper is with the cops. They're kind of all working together. Her uncle gets accused and thrown in a psych ward and blah 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 blah, but he's a bit crazy anyway. That's not to say that he should have gone in a psych ward. Maybe he should have, but not in the psych ward that he was put in. Psych ward he was put in is a little like Arkham, you know? Maybe a little wet. Oh. No, a little like Arkham. And the problem I had with this is pretty much all of the suspects that she ended up having were close to her, right? The only person who she didn't close to her, who she didn't think it was her uncle and her brother. Spoilers, it turned out to be her brother. That's the part I had the problem with, right? Because reading the book, her brother has completely, Nathaniel, his name is, her brother has completely understandable and human reactions to everything that was going on. And at the end, when she finds out that he was the one killing everyone, she, you know how you get those like little flashback almost, and it's like, oh my goodness, and this time he did this and blah 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 blah. But my problem was that isn't a clue. Like, she's like, I can't believe I didn't can't believe I just ignored all the signs. They weren't signs, that's the problem. They weren't signs, they were normal reactions to the situation he was put in. I would have done the same thing. I would have been scared if a cop had shown up bringing my sister back home after she had been out for God knows how long with a killer on the street. I would have been scared too. Like, I get that what she's trying to say is he wasn't scared for her, he was scared for himself about being found out. And other little situations like that, and it's kind of like, it's normal. You know, like, that's the proper reaction. And so it was less of a plot twist, it was more of a, what I felt to be a complete change in plot. Yeah. And there wasn't much variety in character, which, once again, it's one book, it's 300 pages, like, you can't have too many characters, but it's like, yeah, it was kind of all very central to her. I mean, I guess the book was about her, but it was all people she was close to originally, other than Thomas, the guy she met in the beginning of the book. They were all close to her originally. And so it's kind of like you have the whole of London for suspects, right? And then you chose to go with her brother. And yeah, that just, like, I feel like another person reading this book might have gone, oh yeah, that makes sense. And maybe me 7 years ago would have gone, oh yeah, that was great, because I wouldn't have stopped to consider that all of her brother's reactions were normal reactions. But yeah, it's just really brought to my attention that, unfortunately, my time for reading YA is over. Yeah. Although, that's not to say The Cruel Prince, still gonna be rereading that series. That's good YA. I think, yeah, because, like, the last book I really enjoyed recently was, I think it was Pictures of Dorian Gray. That's a little pretentious, but true. Like, because I had mixed feelings going in, because people were either like, oh my goodness, it's such a good book, or it's a shit book. Like, people only read it to say they've read it. But I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was a really good book. So, I don't know what that says. I really resonated strongly with the main character. In the fact that we're both super beautiful. I mean, so yeah, that's what I read recently. My next book that I'm going to be reading is I Who Have Never Known Men. It's about women who have no memory. Deep underground, 39 women live imprisoned in a cage. Basically, they've been living there, they've never known men. Yeah, they just live in a cage. So I'm interested to read this. My sister's just recently read it, I think this week, I don't know. And so I got myself a copy. To be fair, so I bought it, right? And then we couldn't remember if it was my book or her book, because we live together. And so she's like, oh, I'll have it, it's mine now. So she read it, and then she's like, oh, you should read it. And I was like, okay, I gotta get myself a copy. Because, like, sure, like, we could share books, but, like, if I read a book, I want the book. That's another reason I don't read on Kindle and stuff, because even if I did, if I like the book, I'd go out and buy a hard copy anyway. So, kind of defeats the purpose. So yeah, that is my next book. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. Anything else I want to say? I don't think so. I really like this moisturizer. I don't think it's meant to be used as a moisturizer every day. But, to be honest, my skin's looking better than it has in a while. So, yeah, like, I can't complain. Maybe I should look that up. It's meant to be like a repair for, like, injuries and stuff, I think. Irritation. But, I mean, I guess. Ow. I mean, why not, you know? Anyway, yeah. So now I only have like 80 books left to read that I haven't read yet. I'm meant to be on like a book buying ban because I have so many I haven't read, and I'm trying to read through them all. But there's just so many good books, and then like I walk past the bookshop and I'm like, I'll just pop in. Yeah, I also keep buying like the journal diary thingies. I really don't need them all. Wait, where'd my other one go? Yeah. So, but I'll use them all one day. This one here is my next book one. Like, because I have I'm almost done up all of my little reviews from the books I've read. Very few books are 10 out of 10, which is a big shame because sometimes reading books you realize how easy it is. Well, maybe not how easy, but how subpar a book can be to get published. But that's a discussion for another day. Goodbye.